to step up my game with making these videos. So one of the things I'm going to try to do is I took apart this light that I got, and it's one of those camping lights. They're like $3 at Walmart, and they're little squares with a hook, and you put AAA batteries in them. But I got this one at a garage sale for I think $1/4. So it's got the circuit board and then this array of lights, and it's 5x4. They're pretty bright LED lights. You got your button, which can go through different modes. So we've got on, then off. I'm going to design a mount for it. So you've probably seen cameras that people film with. On the top of the camera there's that attachment, and people have a LED like an LED box there to make their videos look better. And so that was something I wanted to do, but like the cheap ones are 15 bucks, and I'm pretty cheap myself, so I thought, I've got this light that I took out of the LED pack from the garage sale, and I was like, this would be perfect because it's fairly bright and it's pretty thin. So I was thinking this would be perfect if I print them out for it, and I need to put a battery and a charge controller on it also, so that way I can have it mounted on my camera, so whenever I film, it should be wherever the camera's looking at will look brighter and look like it's more well lit. And this will also look good because I'm going to start trying to do more time lapses of 3D prints, so this on top of the camera will make the print look more, or the overall footage look more illuminated. So I've got the battery over here. I'm just using this pouch style lithium battery. I've got this out of an old iPod, and I wired it up with a USB power pack charge controller, and so that's charging right now. And so now I've got the battery charged up, and here we go. I went ahead and wired the light to the charge controller, which directly goes into the battery. So the charge controller's got an output, but I'm not going to be using that, so I'm going to take this off, and then here's the input to charge it. And so this is from one of those little cylinder phone batteries that has an 18650 in it. I just took this out, and I've got a couple of those, and I've also bought, you can buy them on eBay very cheap. And so then this battery is from an iPod 4, and it is 930 milliamp hours. So you press this push button and that turns the lights on. Press it again and that can turn them off. So I'm going to have these two mounted together. You can see that's pretty thin. And then this board, once I remove the USB port, will be somewhere over here along with this stuff, and it'll be sticking out of the side just a little bit. And then I'm going to 3D print a case for it. And I'm going to print that in black so it matches the camera, and it'll have a little connector so it can snap onto the top of the camera, and it should all blend in and look very nice. So now let's go ahead and try to remove this USB port. Yeah, alright. Well, that's pretty easy. You can just kind of lift it from the top of the needle nose and pull it right off, and you can see already how much thinner this board is. So it's just a charge now for the lithium battery, and before it had an output, but we don't really need this because we're not going to be charging anything with it. So we've got it all soldered up now, and it should go something like this. I'll probably have the charge controller wherever the wires allow it, so the package will be about like this once sandwiched all together. You can see the battery here. Get a closer view of the charge controller and the negative, positive inputs and outputs, and then that'll be the micro USB port from charging. So here's the push button to turn on the lights, and then here's the array of lights and the reflector to. So now let's go design the casing. So I've got the light reflector, cut it down to size and glued it into the printed faceplates. And I had to put a piece of masking tape on the back of the charge controller because dumb me was trying to figure out why it wasn't working whenever it sandwiched against a lithium-ion battery, so it was shorting itself through the battery, which, you know, is very dumb. Alright, so here's the final product. Yes, it could look quite a lot better, but I kind of rushed through this one to get it done because I've been really busy this week. So I've just wanted to get this project actually working. So I did design and print the housing. The problems I ran into were this button obviously was not designed correctly because I had to take my soldering iron into it and it still doesn't work very well. So I was trying to go for one of those kind of springy buttons. So to make it work better, I need to put bigger holes here and then another set here, so that way it would push in easy, because you kind of have to, you got to work for it to get that thing on. So that's something that could be improved. This was a design off Thingiverse. It's like a something quick dog mount, I think, for the top of a Canon camera. This part ended up actually working not too bad. Got the charger port up here, which is just micro USB, and then I used my soldering iron to fuse the front and the back plate together, which again makes it look awful, but I was rushing through this, so yeah. That's about all for the design of it. It just slides into the top of the camera, got your on and off switch, lights, and charger port. So I would like to do this again, but probably take a little longer designing it and putting it together to make it look better and maybe have a rounded case, but that'll have to be in the future because this was just kind of a quick build I wanted to get out of the way. So I did run a test on the light, and after about an hour and 40 minutes is when it finally died. So I fully charged the light, and using a 940 milliamp hour battery from the iPod 4, it lasted 1 hour and 40 minutes. That's pretty impressive in my book. So I want to do a quick comparison here to show you what it looks like with and without the filming light on. So with it, I've got my Elmer school glue. You can see everything, to me, looks very nice. It's all nice and white, even, but you can see kind of a glare from the light on the glue, but that's because it's shiny. So I'll get this printed part here. It also has a little bit of a shine to it, but everything looks nice and illuminated, and it looks professional to me. Now without the light, we have the Elmer's glue, but it's kind of shadowy. You can still see it. There's still a glare from my ceiling light, but it doesn't look as nice to me because you can see over here there's some shadows and back there. But here again is the printed part, and it is also a little shadowy, but there is a window, so the natural light is helping, but it still doesn't look as good as with the filming light, if I can turn it on. In my opinion, this just makes an overall cleaner looking shot for filming things. Thanks for watching this. Glad you stick around, and see you next time. And now when you'll be able to turn on too. There we go.